Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be doing a 5-day itinerary of Portugal from Lisbon to Porto. If you look behind me, you can see a statue of the Sanctuary of Christ the King, which was inspired by Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro. And next to it is a bridge that looks a little bit like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. And now let me show you around a site that features an 11th century castle, a 13th century royal palace that later became a prison and a barracks from the 16th to the 20th century. The next stop after the castle is the Lisbon Cathedral, which is just down the hill from where we were. The sun is coming out, but if you head further down the hill towards the Plaza Comercio Square, you'll be able to see this great arch that's just behind me here, as well as all of the restaurants to eat at in the square. There is a Lisbon sign that you can take photos with there, statue in the middle, and then behind me is the Tagus River. We make our way towards the Plaza of Dom Pedro IV, as we go to see some of the smaller landmarks around where we're staying. The next stop is the Carmo Archaeological Museum, which we'll be going into before heading back to the hotel for a little rest. After a quick stop at the hotel, we're going to go to one of the restaurants on the street to have dinner. Today is day 2 of the trip, and we'll be taking a day trip to Sintra. We decided to hike all the way to the top as well, which takes about an hour. So we are just underneath the wall, and we think we walked along the maintenance route because it doesn't look like there's any way in, as you can see. Nothing this way either, but it was a pretty good hike, and you can't see it right now, but the city is just behind these bushes, so it could be a lot worse. But we will be going back around now to find the real entrance to this palace, because that was crazy. That hike took 30 minutes to an hour. After an hour, we've made it to the first ticket booth for the castle, but we're going to keep walking up to the palace instead. So the first stop was Pena Palace, which you can pay to go see the interior of, or you can just wander around the outside and take photos with the amazing colourful architecture. And the next stop will be the Quinta de Regalira, which is just behind me here, and then we'll be heading back into Lisbon. The tickets for the palace and the Quinta were both 20 euros each per person, but if you don't want to see the interior of the palace, you could skip out on buying the tickets for that one. You can also see the castle from basically everywhere, so if you want to give that one a miss too, like we did, that's another way to see it. A good tip is to bring someone else with you, because a lot of the photo shoot opportunities involve two people. You can't selfie it. Today is day 3, and we'll be having a travel day to go up to Batalha, which is slightly north of Lisbon, and then we'll be going to see the monastery there. Step 1 is getting to the bus station, which is about an hour walk from where our hotel is based in Lisbon. It was a 2-hour bus ride to Batalha, but we're here. We had a quick freshen up, and now we're going to go see the monastery, which is the reason we came to Batalha. If you know the Netflix film Damsel, that was filmed here, so that means Millie Bobby Brown stayed in the same town that we are. Unfortunately, the monastery was damaged during a recent storm, but it opened today, so we were very lucky because we're only here for one night. A lot of the sections are closed, so we do have to walk around the outside to get to each part at the moment. There is also a town nearby Batalha, which is called Lira, and it has the main bus station going up to Porto. So we're going to explore that a little bit. It's only a 15-minute drive between the two, and it has a big castle just above it. Because of the storm, the funicular going to the top is closed at the moment, and there's a lot of construction and landscaping to fix up the damage. Unfortunately, the castle is closed, but we can get some very nice views of the city from up here. Today is day 4, which means taking a morning bus from Batalha to Porto and then exploring Porto City. The first stop is the Porto Cathedral. There are plenty of historic landmarks to see around the cathedral as well, which I will have shown you and will continue to show you, and then we'll make our way towards the river. Main stop number 2 is Palacio da Rosa, just behind me here. There was a wine event going on at the palace, so we've gone right next door to a museum called Casa do Infante, and it's just a local history museum about the area. At the top of this hill is the monastery, which is temporarily closed, but you can get the funicular that's over here and take it all the way up the top. We are just going to be walking around the bottom and going up the hill on the other side to see the views. Day 5 and final day of our itinerary is a day trip to Braga, which is only an hour and a half or so from Porto. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.